This week on One Devotion, follow a Euroleague star who made sure to find his way back home again. Relive the crowning moment for this century's first back-to-back champion. Hear about an intense competitor who carries with him a special motivation. And behold the best individual moments from another exciting week of action. Were he to cut himself shaving, you can be sure that Mantas Kalnietis would bleed Žalgiris green. Kalnietis was born in Kaunas and grew up with the club's junior teams before turning pro and playing his first 7 Euroleague seasons with Žalgiris. He later moved away to further his career, joining Lokomotiv Kuban Krasnodar between 2012 and 2015. Now that he's back home, having re-signed with Žalgiris in the summer, Kalnietis can look on his departure 3 years ago and admit that leaving then was a very difficult decision.
It wasn't easy for sure, because all my career I spent here. I grew up with Žalgiris, with Sabonis basketball school. I played in second team with juniors, and you know, it was all my life team, so it wasn't easy, but you know, everybody, almost everybody playing somewhere abroad, so for me it happened the same.
Kalnietis enjoyed success with Lokomotiv, winning the Euro Cup in 2013 and helping the team reach the top 16 of the Euroleague the following year. But his last season with Lokomotiv was limited by injuries, resulting in a mix of highs and lows during his time in Russia.
First of all, I can say that I just played 2 seasons and it was really good, and I cannot count that I played 3rd season, because I did it. I'm really glad because of those 2 seasons. I felt what it means to live without your family, without your friends, without everything what is usually for you. So it was really good experience, and I count that it's just pluses for me.
When the time came to leave Lokomotiv at the end of last season, Kalnietis knew that finding a new team might be difficult after the injury problems he had encountered. But his original team showed faith in him, and Kalnietis is more than grateful to be back at Žalgiris.
I'm really happy that Žalgiris was probably only one team in Europe who believed in me, and I'm gonna try to give it back for that support. I want to show for spectators that I still can play basketball.
They say that you don't know what you've got until it's gone, and Kalnietis believes that being away from Kaunas has allowed him to appreciate the city's passion for basketball even more than he did while growing up and playing there.
All best European players, they said that we are coming here to play. We know that it's gonna be a really tough game because of our fans, our arena. So when you understand that we have really big things about basketball.
And as he spearheads Žalgiris' challenge for a place in this season's top 16, Kalnietis is delighted to be wearing his hometown's famous green jersey once again.
Žalgiris is my whole team, my hometown, and I expect that one day I'm gonna come back. I didn't know when it's gonna be, but I knew that one day I will come back.
Coming off the previous season's record-breaking final, Maccabi seemed invincible at times heading to the 2005 Final Four. They averaged 92.2 points, beat opponents by 14.6 per game, and took 8 straight victories with them to the deciding weekend in Moscow. The basketball world admired and opponents feared Maccabi, knowing it was a great team.
I mean, I think we just all really fit with one another. I think it was the team with a lot of playmaking ability from all the positions, you know, whether it was guards, whether it was inside playmaking with Nikola Vujicic.
But despite reigning as champions and dominating throughout the season, Maccabi was not the clear-cut favourite going into the Final Four, which was hosted by the previously undefeated CSKA Moscow.
CSKA was playing at home. They were undefeated, you know, I think before they played the Final Four, and we knew that they were going to be, you know, the biggest opponent, but we had to get through Panathinaikos first, and I mean, luckily we got through, and then to a big surprise of us, CSKA lost, you know.
In the semis, 6 Maccabi scorers reached double figures, led by Derek Sharp with 20 points. The team shot a sizzling 68.4% on 2-pointers as it handled Panathinaikos 91-82. The other semi-final, Tau Ceramica stunned the heavily favoured CSKA 78-85.
Actually, that was the team only that that year we didn't play against them, but we know that they could beat us. They're playing at home. Of course, you have to respect them, but they lost. And that was the beginning of the full confidence that we can really do it back to back.
That confidence grew even bigger once Maccabi's players stepped on the court for the championship game and found a pleasant surprise that made them feel like they simply could not lose.
We beat Panathinaikos, and then we suddenly heard that coming some fans of Maccabi. They didn't tell us the whole picture. They just told, listen, maybe will come some fans tomorrow. We entered the gym. Gym yellow. Yellow. You come feel like you are at home. It was 10,000 people singing in Moscow. So again, you couldn't lose. It was the energy. It was unbelievable.
In the final, Maccabi took a lead after 3 minutes against Tau and held it the rest of the way to a 90-78 victory. Yazikevicius was named the Final Four MVP after scoring 22 points with 6 rebounds and 5 assists. Meisio Baston scored 18 and big man Vujicic contributed with 13 points and 7 assists. It all added up to Maccabi making history as the first team this century to claim back-to-back Euroleague titles.
It was, so to speak, you know, just a confirmation of how amazing that Maccabi team was of those 2 years, and playing not just, you know, winning basketball, playing also very attractive basketball, and you know, really, I think the fans will remember this team for a very long time.
To date, no Euroleague team has averaged more points than Maccabi's 92 that season either. What was it that made that group of teammates who repeated the title so special?
First of all, dedication to success, dedication to win every game, and to repeat the feeling of winning. This is the best. We won it 2 years in a row, triple crowns, and we really was chasing the dream. Like they say, chase the dream to win titles, win as much as you can, because we all felt that we get this perfect chemistry, perfect setup of the team. So perfect that even now, after 10-12 years, we are still all in contact.
The camaraderie within the team translated well onto the court, making it a very special season for the players, coaches and the fans.
Just a great mix of the characters. I mean, the way everything fell in place was unbelievable, and you know, we just really lucky that we experienced this in our lives, this couple of amazing years.
Regular season round 6 produced some high-scoring showdowns, and the first top 16 qualifier is the best of the action. Khimki overcame Real Madrid, Strasbourg defeated Crvena Zvezda, and Fenerbahce crushed Bayern. Euroleague champions Real Madrid were led by Gustavo Ayon's double-double as they hosted Euro Cup champions Khimki Moscow. But behind the inspirational Tyrese Rice, the visitors edged a thrilling game after an exciting finale. The outstanding Quincy Miller helped Crvena Zvezda to a 21-point lead early in the second half in Strasbourg. But Jérémy Leloup led the French team back into the game and Strasbourg to its third consecutive home win. Fenerbahce raced to a big early lead in Munich as Bobby Dixon scored 16 points in the first 7 minutes, and Luigi Datome helped ensure his team was never seriously challenged as they cruised to victory. Fenerbahce holds top spot with Khimki a game behind. Strasbourg climbs to third with 3 teams tied for fourth. Olympiacos held off Cedevita, Laboral Cucha brushed aside EA7 Milan, and FS1 at home against Limoges. Cedevita challenged early on through Miro Bilan, but Olympiacos shrugged off several injuries to pull clear in the second half, behind dominant performances from Othello Hunter and Ioannis Papapetrou. Laboral Cucha immediately established a big lead over EA7 Milan, and a double-double from in-form Ioannis Borousis, along with big scoring nights from Darius Adams and Fabien Causeur, allowed the Spanish team to progress untroubled to a comfortable victory. Against Limoges, Bryant Dunstan played a big role for Anadolu Efes with a double-double, while Derek Brown contributed 21 points to help secure an important win. Olympiacos tops Group B, followed by Laboral Cucha. Cedevita and Efes are tied for third place. Barcelona overpowered Pinar Karsiaka, Žalgiris edged out Stelmet Zielona Gora, and Lokomotiv won in Athens. Pinar Karsiaka stayed close with Barcelona in the first quarter, but the home team then surged clear and didn't let up until the final buzzer. Shane Lowell led 5 scorers in double figures as Barcelona finished with a club record 107 points. Stelmet Zielona Gora battled hard in Kaunas, but Paulius Yankunas and outstanding defence helped Žalgiris pull away for a vital victory. Lokomotiv Kuban started strong in Athens, but Panathinaikos came back to lead until Malcolm Delaney went crazy, scoring 20 points in less than 5 minutes to give his team a big win. Barcelona and Lokomotiv are strong in joint first place, 2 games ahead of Žalgiris in a close top 16 race. CSKA prevailed over Maccabi, Unicaja lost in Bamberg, and Darussafaka overcame Sassari. Under new coach Zan Tabak, Maccabi started strong against CSKA, but 25 points from Milos Teodosic pushed the visitors to a hard-fought road win that, once all the group results were in, proved enough to clinch this season's first top 16 ticket. Unicaja Malaga took an unbeaten record to Bamberg, but Brose Baskets produced a solid defensive effort and Yanis Strelniek scored a career-high 14 points to secure a comfortable victory. In Sardinia, Joe Alexander led Dinamo Sassari's challenge, but weekly MVP Luke Harangodi allowed Darussafaka to surge to victory with 26 points and 13 rebounds. CSKA is in the top 16, Unicaja can follow soon, while Brose Baskets sits third and Darussafaka fourth.
Hi, I'm Nicolo Melli from Brose Baskets. I'm here with Lukas Tiger and he's gonna teach me some German.
All right, some basic things you have to know is first, for example, if you say, hi, how are you? It's hallo, wie geht es dir?
Hallo, wie geht es dir?
Yeah, very good, very good. Second is the same thing with the slang. Is hey, what's up? Is hey, was geht?
Hey, was geht?
Exactly. Then if you ask for directions, it's also important to know probably. If you ask for a grocery market, you say, wo ist der Supermarkt?
Wo ist der Supermarkt?
Yeah, very good, very good. Then, if you sometime want to drink a beer, there is a very famous beer here. It's called Schlenkerler. A little hard to say, but it's a smoky beer. And you say, ein Schlenkerler bitte.
Ein Schlenkerler bitte.
Yeah, very good, very good. When you want to also push a teammate or something, just very simple, let's go, is auf geht's.
Auf geht's.
Very good, very good. You're very good with the...
Thank you, teacher.
Yeah.
Thank you, teacher. Goodbye, see you on Euroleague TV.
No, in German, we do this in German. So goodbye is auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Wir sehen uns im Euroleague TV.
Wie?
Wir sehen uns
Wir sehen uns
im Euroleague
TV.
Perfect. Ciao.
Ciao. Tschüss.
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 In this, his second Turkish Airlines Euroleague season, Darüşşafaka Doğu's Istanbul forward Luke Harangodi is using his aggressive brand of basketball to help a debut team put up a very good fight in its quest to reach the top 16. Harangodi's intensity on the court is not only evident to everyone who watches him play, but has been part of his sports character for a long time. One source of his intensity is the special motivator Harangodi had at his side from the moment he started playing basketball, his older brother Tai.
Growing up with my brother only being a year apart from me, we were always very competitive, had that sibling rivalry where, especially being younger, I always wanted to beat him, and it was never like that. He was the one usually, winning everything, beating me up. But in the long run, it made me tougher. It made me, a better player, a better person, and I'm very thankful for having him.
Sibling rivalry might be an understatement. The Harangodi brothers were so competitive that their father, an ex-athlete himself, once banned Luke and Tai from playing one-on-one behind their house because their basketball duels would at times be anything but brotherly.
Yeah, being so close in age, it was great. We always had, someone to play against one-on-one, basketball pretty much every day if the weather was permitting. And it always didn't end well, maybe with a fight every once in a while, but that's something brothers can always have growing up.
Despite a 20-month age difference, the Harangodi brothers were able to play together on the same basketball team. But soon after that, Tai decided to dedicate himself to another sport, American football.
In high school, yeah, we played basketball for a year until he focused on football.
Not long after that, however, while playing for Indiana University in their home state, Tai suffered a major knee injury.
I believe it was in practice, and I got a call, and I just remember thinking to myself, this was the first time, either one of us had a very serious injury, and as anyone would be, you were worried, you were cautious, you didn't know what to expect, and then he re-injured it, and which led to his, ending his career.
It was a big blow for the Harangodi family in general, and especially for the little brother, whose character as an athlete Tai had helped forge.
You look up to your older brother, he's one of your heroes, he's one of someone that you look to for guidance and leadership, and to see someone like that go down, someone you're so close to, is obviously upsetting. But he was lucky enough to have a great career, and he'll always have that with him.
Since that moment, Harangodi has had the feeling that when he goes out in the sports arena, he's playing for both himself and his big brother.
Yes, I just think, when we were both little, we would talk about, playing professionally and things like that, our dreams and our hopes. And with him going down like that, in college, I think I dedicated, my work ethic and what I wanted to do, for both of us.
Despite that big setback that derailed his sports dream, what Tai Harangodi learned from his battles with Luke helped him redirect his goals in life.
Yeah, I think, it's gotten to the point where, you realize that, everything can't always go right, and you make the best of it, and he has, and he has a great career outside of sports right now, and he's very happy.
But of course, Ty still has something to say about Luke's game when he sees him play, and they talk about it.
Yeah, he'll chime in every once in a while, and like older brothers do, usually in a negative, joking around connotation, but still very involved, which is great.
This is the first time I've worn number 1. I have a new nickname now, the Arrow, and I chose the number because it most resembles an arrow, so it's easy for fans to get involved with me a little more. After every three-point shot, I do a little bow and arrow now. I think some of my defenders are starting to get mad about it, but yeah, I come out, take my arrow out the back, get my little target practice on, and let it go, let it fly, hit the bullseye. I saw somebody do it in the NBA one time, and then they didn't do it anymore, so I said, that's a nice little celebration. And I like football players, their celebrations, but we don't have time to celebrate in basketball much, so that's one that I saw that I can do, and I can do it while I'm running back on defense, and it doesn't affect the game much. Probably like January of last year, and it kind of caught on real fast. My teammates said they liked it, so I kept doing it after every three-point make, and the fans started to like it. And then I watched a series called Arrow, and he uses the bow and arrow, of course. So I was like, well, I called myself the Arrow, and now the nickname is catching on real well. There's been a couple of them already, they want to take pictures and they're like, hey, do the arrow with me, do the arrow. So it's catching on pretty fast. I hope they'll start doing it in the stands with me.
Intent on pushing Turkish Airlines Euroleague newcomer Darüşşafaka Doğuş Istanbul closer to the top 16, forward Luke Harangody put on a career-best performance Friday to walk away with the MVP honour for regular season round 6. He scored career-high 26 points despite not taking any free throws, thanks to his 7 for 11 2-point and 4 for 5 3-point accuracy. Harangody also pulled 13 rebounds and dished 3 assists for a performance index rating of 35, the best of the week among all Euroleague players. His big night gave Harangody career highs in points, offensive and defensive rebounds, assists and index rating.
Number 5, Sassari, Italy. David Logan weaving to the basket, trying to score. Marcus Slaughter, his 3rd consecutive top 10 appearance for a blocked shot. Number 4, Athens, Greece. Dante Draper with the ball. Beats the buzzer somehow. How did he do that? Incredible, impossible long-range triple from Dante Draper. Number 3, Munich, Germany. Sparkling fast break from Fenerbahce. Jan Vesely is going to finish it, rising high for the alley-oop slam. Bobby Dixon started it onto Luigi Datome, and there's Vesely to finish. Number 2, Athens, Greece. Dimitris Diamantidis finds Onion Kuzmic. What about that with a hang time slam? Brutal from Onion Kuzmic. Number 1, Sassari, Italy. Dinamo Sassari possession. David Logan sends up the pass, and Brent Petway flies to the rim. Perfect pass from David Logan. Beautiful timing on the midcourt pass, and there's Brent Petway.
The race for the top 16 heats up in round 7 of the regular season, which contains a game of the week between 2 teams desperate for victory. In Group A, reigning champion Real Madrid and Firestarter Rudy Fernandez desperately need to get back into winning ways as they travel to face battle-hardened Mike Zirbes and a Cervena Zvezda team which also has everything to play for. Also in Group A, Khimki Moscow welcomes Bayern Munich and Strasbourg travels to Fenerbahce. Game of the week comes from Group B, where nothing less than victory will do for EA7 Emporio Armani Milan and the experienced Gani Lawal, as they host three-point shooting specialist John Diebler and an Anadolu Efes Istanbul team eager to build momentum. In the same group, Limoges are at home to Cedevita Zagreb, while Olympiacos and Laboral Cucha meet in Piraeus. Group C will feature a crucial contest in the race for the top 16, as Pinar Karsiaka Izmir and hard-working big man Colton Iverson defend their home court against visiting Panathinaikos Athens and still inspirational Dimitris Diamantidis. Also in Group C, Stelmet Zielona Góra faces Barcelona in Poland, and Žalgiris travels to Lokomotiv Kuban. In Group D, there's everything to play for in a first ever Euroleague meeting in Istanbul between Darüşşafaka and the all-action Reggie Redding and visiting Brose Baskets Bamberg and energetic playmaker Brad Wanamaker. Finally, Group D also sees CSKA Moscow at home against Dinamo Sassari, and Maccabi Fox travels to face Unicaja. Lots of excitement is coming up in regular season round 7.